Welcome to Section 4. This is the information and technology dimension for the problem management practice. There will be 3 questions from this topic in the exam of the 20 questions. These would be a mix of Bloom's Level 2 and 3, meaning understanding and application questions. The tool questions, if any, will be of the understanding type, and the automation recommendation questions of the Bloom's Level 3 or the application type, if any. Therefore, the syllabus for the exam is to be aware of the tools that can be applied for this practice from an automation perspective and certain recommendations for automation. In general, this practice can benefit a lot from automation, though there's a lot of investigation activity involved in this practice. Automation in ITIL means the use of digital technology to enable, support, and enhance various activities. There can be various types of automation, such as basic, intelligent, and so on. However, human intervention would be needed. There cannot be reliance on 100% automation for everything in an organization. We begin with understanding some of the key solutions for the problem management practice from an automation perspective. The first is the workflow management and collaboration tools. Then we also have the monitoring and event management tools, service configuration management tools, analysis and reporting tools, and the knowledge management tools. This table has been taken from the practice guide as is. The information is quite limited in the table for a deeper understanding, but I'm going to explain that and give you some examples as well. So the workflow management and collaboration tools, these are usually the kind of the ticketing or the recording tools, and where you can manage the problem records and other related records as well. Therefore, we see here application in problem management, the number one, reactive problem identification, meaning this set of tools should allow analysis of past or ongoing incident records. Then management of problem and known error record, which means this tool set should allow to create and update the problem information, analysis information, the known error information that is, and also any other subsequent information about the solution, description, etc., until it is closed. Then the next application is the support of collaboration during problem investigation and resolution. So it's being more specific about what I just mentioned, the investigation. During the investigation, the tool can allow communication and collaboration between the multiple specialists who are involved, and which will help them in resolving as well. Then the next application is to support the problem impact analysis and root cause analysis through records of other management practices, including incidents and changes, which means that through this tool set, workflow management and collaboration, it should be possible to access other relevant incident records, change records, and any other, for example, even deployment and release records and so on. And then, so this will support the problem impact analysis by looking at other relevant records, and root cause analysis by looking at other relevant records. So in terms of the tool name itself, note it once again, workflow management and collaboration tool. So it allows collaboration also among the various specialists and other stakeholders during the problem management activities, apart from the workflow management for the problem record and associated any other incident and other kind of records. So then we have the monitoring and event management tools. These are the ones used for IT infrastructure, services, application, etc., monitoring and event management. Therefore, this can be very useful for proactive problem identification. For example, there can be certain monitoring alerts that are surfacing that can result in some suspicion of a potential incident, and therefore a problem record can be opened. And also for support of trend analysis for problem impact assessment, meaning a trend of certain type of alerts could be seen through the monitoring systems. For example, there could be periodic database alerts or regular database alerts, which may indicate some problem with the database tables or some correction with the data and so on. And that can be done. And the problem record can be raised to remove that problem and prevent those incidents. Monitoring of the effectiveness of the resolution. Yes, once the resolution has been applied either as a workaround or a permanent fix, the alerts can be noted. If there are no associated negative alerts coming in, it would mean that the resolution was implemented and working successfully. But if there were some alerts that indicated negative results, that would mean that the resolution was not okay. Sometimes there may be alerts that also indicate positive outcomes from the solution. Then we have the service configuration management tools. These allow for the problem categorization and investigation. And because service configuration management, that practice maintains accurate, relevant, and up-to-date information about the various services and the service components of those services and the relationships between the various components and the services. Therefore, this can be very much useful to categorize the problem into a specific technology category or a process category or a partners and suppliers category or a value streams category or a organization and people category, the four dimensions, that is, and specifically more into individual technology subcategories like data centers or networks, servers, storage systems, and middleware applications, and so on. And also to investigate the configuration diagrams can be useful. Then we have analysis and reporting tools. Usually analysis would be more manual by the humans, by the specialists, but there can be some tools that can allow for some amount of automation in the analysis. Like, for example, we have seen the 5I technique, which is more human, questioning and answering. But we have, for example, the Kepner and Fourier analysis and the fault tree analysis. There are some tools available to do that, which can help in proper recording and drawing some diagrams, etc., rather than doing everything manually. And then practice measurement and reporting. So this is good. So the tools can also periodically report the metrics, performance of those metrics of the practice, and also for dashboarding purposes, also like real-time dashboards, etc. Now, remember one thing though, the word reporting is a bit tricky here. Reporting doesn't mean this can track the progress of certain improvement initiatives, because for that, it would be better to use something like a collaboration tool where there can be some communication done regarding those improvement initiatives. Though we don't have a separate tool mentioned for that can support tracking of the improvement initiatives. The knowledge management tools, we have here the retrieving, managing, and communicating known solutions for incidents and problems, which means these tools are like excellent repositories of the organization, of the service management area at least, which can be useful for practitioners to dig out some relevant known solutions or workarounds and apply them or improve them. Just one thing here in the practice guide for the problem management practice, you will notice there's an error. The knowledge management tools is mentioned as survey tools. Just check that out in your print, your publication. It might have been corrected, but in some of the practice guide publications, it's mentioned as a survey tool. The survey tool would not help in retrieving, managing, and communicating known solutions. It would have to be the knowledge management tools. Then let's take some practical examples of such tools, and you can even match them to your experience. So I'm taking you through the supporting material. This is outside of the main courseware that I was showing you so far. So we have for the monitoring and event management. These are some of the tools in the market. Maybe you're using any of these or maybe others. There are so many in the market, and I wouldn't be able to list all of them here. You have, for example, SolarWinds, Manage Engine, and so on, Nagios. Workflow and collaboration, we have got Topdesk, and I think it's more popular in Europe. And then we got Jira or Jira which is a more agile kind of a workflow tool. Zendesk is well known. ServiceNow, of course, and there are many others. I know some of the older ones like the BMC, Remedy, etc. If you have had experience on that also. Then we have for knowledge management, we have these Atlassian Confluence, of course, SharePoint, and some others. Notion is also a very good personal tool, which I can use for my own day-to-day planning and regular life and work planning needs. SCM tools, service configuration management. Yeah, there's just listed one. There are many in the market. Such tools can allow for configuration alerts about any configuration changes. If somebody has modified a router setting or changed some server setting, it can create an alert. And of course, it can come through the monitoring and event management tools also. then reporting of the configuration items. And of course, it should allow to view the configuration diagrams. And I will show you some as well. We'll look into some more pictures. And then we have solar winds and other tools as well.